Thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be invited to present and to give my insights on Swedish job market for new people in Sweden. 13 years ago I was myself a new person in this country, so I really believe and hope that I can give you some valuable inputs to this issue. My name is Vesna Vasiljkovic. I'm trained as an architect, but I work as comprehensive planning architect at the municipality of Lund. I need to press. And I work at the city planning office. We are approximately around 80 employees, and we deal with issues of land use, and we also deal with our built environment, both on very strategic level, but also on small building permission initiatives and so on. Me, myself, I work a lot with these big strategic projects and big urban developments, and I often function as a project manager. Not always, but often. I love processes, and I like to think on myself as a process-oriented architect. And that is really something that I love with my previous job, that to solve complex problems in cross-disciplinary environment with many stakeholders, politicians, and so on, that's really a fun. But at the same time, I can sometimes feel that in the municipality context, it's hard to test things, hard to experiment, because it's municipality, it's a formal institution, we have a responsibility, we do things that are proven, that are good for everyone. So sometimes I can miss this crazy room where we can just test. And I believe that today in society we need to test more and experiment, because we deal with very complex problems that we cannot deal with in a traditional way, with traditional methods that we have developed. What did I study? At gymnasium I went natural science program. Then after that I studied for 2 years theoretical physics. Don't ask me why, I don't know, I thought it was fun at the time. Then I went architecture program for 5 years. I also took postgraduate course in architecture and urban planning. And that was an advanced course that explored the relation between worlds, increasing the limited resources and our built environment. And then I also took 1 year Swedish language course and Swedish history, media and communication here in Sweden. This is my career path. I'm not allowed to move, but you see there where in the beginning, after I became an architect, I started to work at the design office in Belgrade, and I used to teach at the University of Belgrade. I also became a project leader for a state-owned initiative at the time. Then I fell in love with the Swede, and I moved to Sweden, and my career just stopped for some time, for some years. And then I started to build up some network, and I studied Swedish and got the practice at the municipality of Eslöv. It's a small municipality lying just a bit north from Lund. I engaged in a non-profit organization, International Women Organization, dealing with gender equality issues, which I was very interested in. And there I got to meet many people, and one woman that recommended me the next step, the company that I used to work for 7 years with white architects. 3 years ago I came to municipality of Lund, and nowadays I sometimes giving lectures like this tonight, but also at the university and different conferences. So right now I'm very happy. I have network, I have job, I really feel great when it comes to my career. But here in the middle it wasn't that easy. And this is not a question of which country you move to. This is not a question of anything else, it's a question of network. Because there I had a lot of people knowing me, know what I could, knew what competences I had, and then suddenly when I moved, no one knew who I was, what I could. I couldn't say anything in Swedish. It was really, really tough. And I believe that maybe you are there now, or will be there soon. Now and in the future, next 5 years, I think that the need in building sector, architecture and urban planning will increase, and the need will be huge. Sweden is in desperate need for housing, and Skåne, this region where Lund is as well, is a growing region, and pressure for building will be big. So I really believe that there will be need for more people in this field. And talking about skills, what kind of skills are going to be needed? I believe that specialists will be needed, such as building engineers, architects, and so on, all these traditional professions. But I even more believe that generalists will be needed. And with generalists, I mean people that can cooperate and work with many professions and try to find solutions in between them. So I believe that education and skills such as that combines, for example, architecture and economy will be very interesting. And other combinations as well. Job tips, that's a hard one. Of course, you can always try to apply for jobs in a traditional way. You should do that, but it's not always a successful job, at least not according to my experience. What is most important is to find a network, to find people, to get to know you. No matter if they have your profession or they're just friends. It's really important. So when I thought about what to give you as job tips, so I sorted them in 4 points. The first one would be to be creative. Instead of searching for jobs in traditional ways, I would maybe connect to university, try to get some small research projects, and then to contact some employer and say, okay, look, I work on this, are you interested in this? And try to build bridges between university and the practice. Or maybe just to think, okay, what am I interested in the field I have my profession in, and then to just start a project without being paid, and then go to an office and ask, okay, can I sit here, I work on this, can I just sit here and work with these issues? And if you get that opportunity, you can fika with people that work there and get some network, and it can grow slowly. I believe that's a good way as a first step. Really searching for a job in traditional ways is not always successful. I also believe that it could be a good idea to ask someone to be your mentor, someone that has similar profession as you have, to be your mentor on a freely basis, just a discussion partner, and so on. It's really valuable. Even if I understand that you want to get a job right now, but I think that kind of discussions and can really help you to grow your network again. Then I think it's also very important to do what you love to do in your life, no matter which profession you have. I entered this, as I said before, this international women organization because I was interested in gender equality issues. And there I met a woman that helped me and connected me to the next company. So you never know where you can meet your future employer. So just do things you love, engage yourself, show what love you have in you, what are you interested in. I think it's an important tip. And yes, you need to work in Swedish, I'm sorry. It's important. And the last slide is, I was thinking about what to give you as a final tip. I think it's good to think that there is always a way. It's at least what I think when I have hard times with something. You just need to see it. And sometimes we don't see what is the way. So talk to people, because sometimes you can get inspired, you can suddenly see something that you haven't seen before. Thank you for listening.